This is Grant Putnam Landscaping. I'm at Tulika's house here in Westport. So I'm just gonna kind of walk through everything we spoke about. So we talked about taking out this tree and this tree, moving those two trees. Potentially adding some more green giant arborvitae back in this area up against the fence. And that should work. If this tree was gone, that should work because you get some direct sunlight. And then this would block the view to the rear house, which was a concern of yours. So in the future, you might consider doing that. Then in general, just kind of relocating a lot of the plants that are here that aren't in the wrong spot, or they're crowding out other plants. So the backyard is more of a redesign, transplant, and add some plants, add some trees. Then I would totally redesign this area between the patio and the wall here. Transplant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue-made hollies. The roses never transplant, so the roses you'd probably just get rid of because you're better off, if you're better off installing like drift roses up here, which bloom for the same length of period but only grow about 30 inches tall. The knockout roses, which you currently have, want to grow 5 feet tall, and roses will never survive from transplanting, so you just have to get rid of them. Then you've got a few daylilies, some echinacea, some different perennials. You probably have about 20 perennials in here that you could repurpose and transplant. I'd also consider trying to plant around this fence structure so it doesn't look so stark and up against the foundation of the house. Potentially even along this back side of this wall. So this looks unfinished. So I would consider doing that, and I'd also plant along the privacy fence. You're not looking at the side of the privacy fence. And a lot of this plants back here you could probably repurpose over here. All right, so that's the backyard. So for the front of the house, the thought process was to soften this fence, because this is the first thing you see when you pull in the house. But soften this fence, potentially add 2 ornamental trees here and here. Different heights of plants, flowering plants along in this area. I think that was like a $4,000 to $6,000 budget, somewhere around there. Just ballpark, right? Potentially transplanting the birch tree somewhere else in the property. You know, we talked about maybe down there, but that's just an idea. Has to be moved early spring if you want to save this. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spirea. 4 astilbe, which are getting baked from the afternoon sun, because you get afternoon sun in here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 Japanese forest grass. PJMs are actually doing pretty decent in here for the north side of the house. Those actually look pretty good. Take out the juniper, that's garbage. It's called a Virginia juniper, it's garbage. You didn't want any boxwood, so you'd remove all the boxwood, all the disease anyways, and put in alternate plants in the future. Remove the 2 dragon lady hollies, which aren't getting enough sunlight. Possibly transplant like 15 Liriope spicata, which are in here. 4 more spirea that are like 18 inch by 18 inch. The 4 boxwoods are garbage. And then find maybe another home for these inkberry holly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inkberry holly, because these will get very leggy over time. All right. And then the other concept, so that's the front of the house, rethinking the landscaping. Other idea was some trees which could make sense kind of in front of the gravel. shielding out and getting more privacy from the neighbor's house. So you've got about, if you started the first tree there and you finish the last tree over here, you've got about 40 linear feet of screening. The green giants would actually do pretty well kind of along this area here. So that's an idea. Understory plantings in here, because it's obvious, like you said, when you pull in the driveway, it's very visible. Right now it looks very bare. So you could do some understory shade perennials in this area. All right, that's like another 100 feet by 10-foot area along that edge. Maybe you can talk to the neighbor and see if she'll allow you to put some plants in this area that looks kind of sparse underneath this big tree. So maybe she would allow that. So I would ask the neighbor that, because I think that's a focal spot when you're pulling in your house. And there's more tree work, so that tree has to be removed. All the white pines have to be trimmed. All the Norway spruce and the arborvitae in the back have to be trimmed. And then there's, other general maintenance that needs to occur. So that's it. So I'll put this together for you, and we'll take it from there. Thanks a lot.